Hey, what's going on, artists and art fans? Thank you guys for tuning into the only spot where we talk to your favorite Instagram artists about their trade, their tools, and can't forget about them tips. Today, guys, thank you guys for joining in. I'm your host, Zim Zima, and you guys are on Chatting with Zim. This is episode number 56. Dang, 56 already. Oh, and as the guests come in, thank you guys for tuning in. Big shout outs to TJ Mars and Thalo Halo for being the first ones in here. Today, blah, blah, blah. That's part of it being live, guys. That's how you know it's live. So today, guys, I want to welcome a awesome guest. I definitely had her in mind for the longest time. She is a Illinois native at the time, all the way from New York. She's also a force to be reckoned with, man. Definitely part of the Monsters of Art clan as well. So happy to be part crew with her as well. Present to you guys Marili, aka. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into the name right now, because I know I'm pronouncing it, and I do not want to butcher it. So let's once and for all, Marty, aka Dizzy, welcome to the show. Let's beam her up. Get her in here. There she is.
Hey,
What
can you
is
hear me?
up? Yeah, I can definitely hear you loud and clear. There we go. Mic check, mic check. Hey,
Okay.
and we got Dream in the house as well. Respect the artist. If you guys don't know, make sure you guys are checking that out. Dizzy, we are definitely going to talk about that. That's awesome. I saw you you joined it as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So first off, how you doing?
good. Nervous.
Don't be. It's just you, me, and a couple of hundred of our closest fans.
Yeah, that helps.
So for starters, let's go ahead and well, first off, thank you again for coming on the show.
Thanks for
Definitely,
having me.
yeah, definitely a what we call a heavy hitter. You know what I mean? In the world of art.
Yeah, if you say so.
Yeah. So how do we go ahead and pronounce that last name? I do not want to butcher it. I know I've been saying
Oh,
it wrong.
it's Desalassi. Desalassi.
Wow, there's
Lassie.
see.
Yeah, and it's not my last name. I made the name up, actually.
Oh, so let's start there. How did that originate?
Um, Goodness. I wanted to look for something that I can use online that was uh kind of similar to, like, I like a lot of like Greek mythology and things like that. So
Oh,
I wanted
dope.
something weird. And I swore I saw this online and I started using it and then I noticed it doesn't exist. So it
What?
was pretty cool. Yeah. Like I was looking up stuff one day and I swore I saw this online. I was like, oh, this looks cool. It kind of reminds me of like some kind of like Greek gods or something, like Dionysius or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna rock that. Then I started using it. Oh, hey, sis. I started using it and it's just me. So I was like, it just stuck.
Oh,
Weird, right?
that's pretty dope. You know, you definitely had some sort of insight or into something else. So that's pretty cool.
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hi,
dope.
everybody.
And let's see who else is in here. There's a lot of M.A.C members in here. Monsters Art Clan Love. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Let's see ABH as well. ABH fam, Bruce, the almighty Bruce 13's in here. Yu-Gi-Oh collections. Cool, man. So this Dizzy, well, where did you start your art your whole art career?
Well, when I was younger, my dad used to draw. So he used to draw a lot with acrylic and stuff like that and draw characters like just regular cartoon characters here and there. So I learned from him. And then we used to have this thing where it's like take your daughter to work day type of stuff. When I was like back in fourth grade or so, and he used to work for a printing company.
Okay.
So yeah, so he took me there, and then that's where I started learning about like graphic design and things of that nature, and that's where I started getting into it. But as I grew up in school, I would have teachers that would like kind of disregard the whole art thing, like it wasn't a real career or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing art for a while when I was in school. And then it wasn't until about 2014 or so, I got into this like really crazy medical accident. And all I would do was just be online all the time. So I'd play like video games and things like that. And then I started learning about fan art, stuff of that nature. And that's when I started getting into digital stuff. And then with Instagram and stuff, I started doing that about 2016. And that's when I started doing small art like sketch cards, stickers, things like that.
Oh, that's dope. Hey, so you're pretty new to Instagram as well. That's dope. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of people who've been on it since like its first inception. You know what I mean?
Uh huh. Yeah.
So
Nah, I think it was about 2016 when I started getting really heavy into it, like doing Inktober, and that's what steadily got me into drawing on a daily basis and trying to get more improvements and things like that.
no word. That's what's up. Um, your father still with us?
He's still with us, but I haven't seen him in a minute.
Okay. You know if he's still drawing or still
I don't
painting?
think he's still drawing. I think he stopped a while. Yeah. So it's the last time I spoke to him, he was interested in the fact that I actually picked it up.
Oh,
Because in around 2016, I was published in a horror anthology.
yeah.
So it was the first time that I got published and things like that. So he knew about that and he was like super proud. But I don't think he's still drawing.
Okay. And also, while I got you on here, a big thank you for everything that you've done for us in Mac. You know what I mean?
I ain't
Uh,
do nothing. Stop playing.
yeah. What do you mean you didn't do nothing? You do a lot,
I
and
ain't do nothing.
I'm pretty sure everyone could back me up on that. You know what I mean? So definitely big thank you. I mean, for you guys that don't know, she also started a website for us, so monstrousartclan.com. Definitely, you guys could check out every other artist, and if you guys want a closer look, she set it up in a way where you guys could just click on the links. So multi-talented, that's also pretty dope. You know what I mean?
I think a lot of us creatives are. I think we don't just stay in one field.
Hmm.
In order for you to grow, you have to like adapt to certain things, and that's just a natural thing.
Yeah, and something I've been wanting, we'll just touch up on is, it's like not only are we, um, not only do we have or wear other hats, but I think, and I want to get your opinion on it, but it's like, what is it? Do you feel that as an artist we should, or should we just stick to our forte? You know what I mean?
I personally think that you should just do whatever you want to do. I feel like the more things that you do, the better it is for you to get out there. It's a little bit easier. Like for me, I like knowing everything. So if I need a website, that's why I ended up learning how to make a website instead of depending on other people. And then if like I do digital work mainly, but I started with acrylic and then markers. I love markers, but I kept going and doing other things like oil painting. And then over time, you figure out what you like, what you don't like. I feel like it just makes you easier to network with other people and just being proactive in the community, just doing almost anything. I don't feel like anybody needs to stick to just one thing.
Yeah. And out of all those mediums, what's your favorite? Like, if you could only
Uh,
choose one, you're stuck in that
uh,
abandoned island that we all know about, and you could only choose one. What are you choosing?
ink and markers
Ink and
probably
markers.
be my favorite. Yeah.
Oh,
Been into like a lot. Like, well, not too long ago, I had got a bunch of Copic markers for like 97 cents and shit. And just buying all that I could actually it helped me improve a little bit, which is kind of dope. But I have like all different kinds of markers. So I don't just stick to like the expensive stuff. Uh, but markers and ink lately have been my thing.
oh, sweet. It's pretty dope. How I know you touched on that you were younger, but I don't think you told us like an age, or give or take, about how old were you when you first started picking up
When I
on the
got
art,
into,
like art?
uh,
Yeah.
I'll say maybe
Okay.
nine or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty young.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because my dad was like always into it growing up. It was just like when he took me to his job and I started learning about graphic design,
Mm-hmm.
because they had it as a printing service in the company that he was working in. That's when I started getting like really into it. And then like when I was in school, I would end up getting, I don't know if you remember, like those Scholastic
Oh yeah, yeah.
like book clubs, and
I
like they
love
would have
those things.
the cheap drawing books and stuff like that. That I would always cop those, and
Oh,
that's when I
that's dope.
started learning how to do that stuff. Yeah, so it was back then.
Yeah, yeah. I still live with them scholastics thanks to my daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, that's dope.
I get psyched about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Sweet. Is there any current projects you're working on right now?
What am I not working on? I'm always working on something.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking. What's your most current?
uh, I really want like events to start coming back again because I was stocking up on stuff like doing keychains, more sticker stuff, things like that. It's just mainly my focus has been just stocking up so that when it does come around, I have new merch.
Okay. Yeah.
But nothing really in particular. Still doing the bat scene. Had a bat scene that I did like about a year or two ago, where I got a bunch of artists to draw some bats in a specific theme. So I have a couple of artists that joined me for the second round. So we're working on that, and then I donate whatever the book makes to a bat sanctuary. So right
Okay.
now I'm finishing up what it should have been done, but I'm finishing up on zine number two for that with a bunch of artists. And then the theme for it was mythology, and just trying to get the word out there on bats, what they do in nature, and different stories from different parts of the world as far as like what they think about bats and things like that. So it should be hopefully by October it'll be released. But
Nice.
that's basically what I'm putting most of my time in.
Oh, that's dope. Definitely looking forward to it. And as soon as it drops, hit me back up. We'll get you on it and promote the heck
Oh,
out of it.
definitely. I will. I appreciate
Uh, Bats.
that.
You know, since we're on the subject, let's talk bats, and we're
Okay.
not Bruce Wayne. You
Okay.
know, what's up with bats? I mean, it's a dope
well,
animal.
'cause-
Don't get me wrong. You know,
well, the thing. See, there you go. um, because I wear glasses when I was younger, they used to say I was blind as a bat. You know what I mean?
I
So,
know exactly what you mean.
uh, so it just I started doing research on them, learning like what they meant in dreams and like the totem, and they stand for rebirth and how they can mean that you can always find your way through obstacles and things like that. So I was just drawn on those kinds of stories about bats, and then I just ended up learning more about the animals themselves. So I can that's what started off the whole. Because like I've always been into like mythology and folklore and things like that when I was younger, so it
Mm-hmm.
all just came into play, and then I started learning about bats, and then just went from trying to get more support for them so that people learn more about them instead of just thinking that they're bad creatures, things like that. So that's
Yeah.
basically where it started. The whole boat blind as a bat thing started off the whole bat situation.
Now that's definitely cool. You know what I mean? I was just on Respect the Artist watching Dream do her thing there. You know, and she was talking about spirit animals, and would you consider that your spirit animal?
Right now, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Sweet.
Because I'm always with the whole aspect of it being like meant of rebirth and stuff. The fact that I had my accident, I was never into art as heavy as I was until after my medical situation, and I feel like that was like my rebirth, and I felt more happier doing artwork than what I was doing before because I was more into pre-law and chemistry before my accident, which is
Okay.
completely a whole nother avenue as opposed to me doing artwork now.
You ever thought about going back into that?
Nah, not at all. Nah.
Nah.
Here, Bruce said that you're his spirit animal.
Oh snaps! That's cool. He starts needing that power, and then I just come up from behind. Um, oh, that's very interesting. And since you are, I think one of the busiest persons I know, running around, having your hands in everything. It's like, how exactly do you manage your art life? It's like how.
I really suck at time management. I'm working on it. I'm really bad with deadlines, stuff like that. But I did find that writing lists help tremendously. So just keeping track of time a little bit more wisely. So like I'll set an hour for me to do artwork, or if I'm working, because I work like a 40-hour week anyway. If I'm during my lunch break, I'll draw, I'll sketch. um, when I'm home. As soon as I get home, try to avoid television and just have like my desk is just for work. So once I sit at my desk, I know it's time for work. Just to get your body into that routine is
Mm-hmm.
really helpful with trying to schedule time so that you make sure that you have time for your what you want to do and what you need to do. Because the more you spend your time trying to figure out like once you schedule yourself and you figure out what you really want to do with your time and you can write it down on a list, then you'll get more stuff accomplished. I'm a very competitive person, so I like when I get to check stuff off on a list. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel a little bit better, and it helps me be more productive. So lists and just like maybe setting alarms. Sometimes if I'm sitting there and I'm working on something and I know, okay, I have to do a logo. This logo is due by this date. I'll set an alarm and make sure that I work on it like an hour a day or
Okay.
something like that to make sure that it's a steady pace. Try not to overwork yourself and just try to overwhelm yourself because sometimes there's times where I know that I have so much stuff to do and then I just get stuck and then I just don't do it or I don't feel like doing it because I just feel like there's so much weight on me, on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So if you just break it down a little bit, that seems to be a little bit helpful. So that's basically the only thing that I do that'll help me accomplish so much things at once is just breaking it down like that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also been said, when I went back to school and stuff, college, more specifically, they told us to, that writing down your goals is one way to meet them. And
Mhm.
I think I personally don't use that, but I know people. You're actually another one I know that actually
Mhm.
does help. You know what I mean? For me,
I feel like it
it's.
helps you visualize it a little
Mhm.
bit more. There's some people that have so much stuff going on in their head that if they don't write it and it's like tangible or in front of their face, then it's just a forgotten cause. So that's one reason why I write stuff down.
No, that's good. And all y'all listening? Everyone listening, right? Make sure y'all write your list. All right, no excuses. Sorry, I had to let them know.
The PSA.
That PSA right there. That chatting with them PSA. Now, what about when it comes down to like recharging your creative batteries? How does Dizzy handle that?
Sometimes I watch cartoons or I play video games. I think that's like my main recharge or listening to music. Like I said, I have that designated area where I do my work. If I know that I need time to recharge, I stay away from that area. As long as I know, like, depending on how far along on my list I get, then I determine whether or not I have time to separate myself and recharge for a bit. As long as I stay on a certain kind of a schedule. Sometimes you can't stay on a schedule,
Yeah.
but as long as I get away from this area, then I know I have time to do other stuff and like just stay away from it. That's basically the only way I can recharge: movies, cartoons, video games, music.
Well, I mean, you got to give us some sort of example. What's your go-to cartoon?
Go to cartoon. I've been watching the Harley cartoon on the DC network. That's pretty funny.
Oh, I haven't
Um,
seen that.
you haven't seen it?
No,
Get it together.
Damn it, Dizzy.
That Harlequin cartoon is pretty dope. Um, what else? Goodness, I can't
You,
even think right now. I'm just like,
you know who Bill Burr is, the comedian?
yeah,
You ever see his cartoon? I think F is for Family.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
That's what I've been binging on right now.
okay.
Because that's
I
how
think I'm.
I, yeah, yeah. Because I'm like you. That's how I recharge my batteries too. You know, it's like I could see stuff. I usually just watch whatever I'm trying to binge, but my go-to is just cartoons, Cartoon
Yeah,
Network, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Cartoon Network is a good one. Anything on Cartoon Network is good.
Dream says she said get it together.
Yeah.
I'm be like, no me pegues.
Yeah.
You're gonna see a damn chancla coming my way. Just
You're lucky I don't have chanclas here. If it was New York, maybe I'd throw a
ah,
chancla your way.
man, and you're not kidding about New York, man. I hear that accent. Makes me want to speak it, but I can't. I got a bad New York accent.
Oh, it's crazy because, like, so I've noticed, like, when I came here, people are like, oh, you have an accent. And I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You know, they say that we Chicagoans have accents too, but
Yeah.
you know, when people try, like, when I see people try to like imitate a Chicago voice or accent, they usually sound New York to me, New Yorkers. So, I don't know. I don't get it. Now, you're also, aside from, you know, being a multi-talented artist, uh, you also got a lot of presence online. You know, not only are you on Instagram, uh, not only just Dizzy, you also got that Madi sketches, which is like your sketch cards.
Yeah, yeah. I decided to separate everything. Um, just give it more of an aesthetic where I'm just doing my sketch cards on one and try to do more of my digital and my promotional stuff on the other.
Dope.
Maybe I can get some sketch card stuff done for, like, Upper Deck or Cryptozoic or something like that eventually. So it's kind of like my sketch card portfolio, and I do a lot of artist trading card sketch trades and things like that. So I like to keep it all on one account.
Dope. Hell yeah. We also got your Etsy,
Mm.
etsy.com/shop/Dizzy or
Desalasi.
Desalasi. I call you Dizzy, okay? That's just a lot easier for me.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Desalasi. Desalasi.
Yeah, there you
Des,
go. Yeah.
Desalasi. I gotta break this down.
If anything,
De,
I have a pronunciation key on my website.
Desalasi.
There you go.
Hell yeah. I'll get it. I'll get it someday. You know? That's why it's like, I know I was saying it wrong, and then I seen it that you had that how to break it down, and then I'm like, all right, I
Yeah,
got it. And then like a day or two later, I'm like, oh crap, I
you saw you
forgot.
were wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I remember
yeah,
you hit me up like, oh man, I was saying it wrong the whole time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, DZ's fine. Busy.
Sweet. Um, what about influences? Who are some of your influences?
Influences.
Fate.
Artist wise,
Yeah. They
Danica
could.
Sills, uh, Camille Derrico. Um, geez, there's so many. There's so many. Uh,
Top top three. You just named two.
uh, Missy Spacey. I
Okay.
think that's how you pronounce her name. Yeah, she draws a lot of like demon girls, pin-up type, does stuff
Sweet.
like that. Yeah, and Danica does a lot of almost like mythological fluid type characters. That's pretty cool. And then Jericho does a lot of childish, chubby face, cute little innocent type artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like take a little bit of everything from them and incorporate it into my own stuff. I've been also watching a lot of 1000s videos. He's pretty cool. He's a dope artist from Seattle, Washington. Um, I don't know. I see a lot of cool artists online every now and then, and
Yeah.
they seem to inspire me in one way or another. So, like everybody from M.A.C, because you guys be pumping out artwork like daily, and that's inspiring.
It definitely
Don't act
is, you
like you
know.
look at that face. Yeah, you know. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, definitely, I definitely agree on that. I mean, it's not only just other artists on Instagram, but the whole Mac family is definitely stepping up a notch. Uh, they're always progressing. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Yeah, they're super inspiring. You guys
yeah,
are encouraging,
yeah,
and
definitely.
I don't really like mess around with a lot of groups or nothing like that. So having you guys around has been extremely important lately, especially like if I'm in an art funk or something like that. You
Yeah,
guys are
for
just
sure.
always rocking it out. So yeah.
And we got Neon Hayes in the house as well, joining us. She joined a little earlier, but welcome, Neon. Uh, so mythology.
Mhm.
Well, how do you? How did you get into that? You know what actually is? Because I mean, don't get me wrong. I like my mythology as well, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
what aspect of it do you like the most about it? Or what intrigues you about it?
The storytelling,
Mm.
the like I started off when I was younger with like Aesop fables and
Yeah.
like everything having like a moral and things of that nature. And then it progressed to Greek mythology, Roman mythology, North mythology, things like that. In school, they used to have like this book club, and I used to always try to read different books from there and just like, I don't know, it's almost like they didn't have comic books in libraries in school, and I felt like that was almost like a comic book because I would see like fairy tales and mythology. Like you see all the characters, and it was easier to visualize in my head. So I felt like it brought more of an imaginative type of aspect when I was growing up. Um, so if my mom was like, "Oh, you're punished. You can't watch TV," it's like whatever. I'm just gonna read a book, you know. So that's so
It's like
that's where it started off, really.
it's like go read a book. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Favorite story or character from the mythos?
mm, I like Medusa. I like her powers and what she brought to the table. Um, I feel like I'm more inclined to like stories of villains, and I'm not sure if that's because like growing up with like Disney princesses and stuff, most of them were like blonde, and I didn't have blonde hair, but like more of the villains had like darker colored hair. Um, so I think that's what brought my liking to like more of the villain type of stories. So I'll have to stick with like Medusa, Hephaestus, Artemis, anything that had to do with like satyrs and things like that. I was always drawn to that.
Hades.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Of course. Of course.
Of course.
Sweet, sweet. So let's keep going down this list. Now this is one of my favorite questions. I know you do commission work.
Uh-huh.
I love hearing bad commission stories. What's the worst commission you ever dealt with? You know,
Oh, jeez.
or one of the most memorable. Let's put it that way. You know.
I don't feel like I really have a bad commission story. I don't really like doing commissions like that. I don't like telling people that I do commissions. I just happen to fall on the commissions that I do. So I
Okay.
think that's why I don't feel like I have any bad commission stories. But watch,
Uh,
after this, since you brought it up, I bet you I'll have one.
yeah, it's
My
definitely
DMs
gonna.
are going to be blowing up and I'm going to have a bad commission story. I'm going to have to come back and tell you it's going to be your fault.
No, dear God, what did I start? Um, okay, well, let's go to the other side of that spectrum. Best story commission wise.
I had my sister, Chris. She's like my manager because I'm very quiet and she's more like, hey, this is an artist, come talk to her. So she would always go to events and stuff like that with me. And she ended up getting someone that wanted a commission of their dog. and I've never did like a dog portrait or anything like that before. And so I drew it, and I drew it in like watercolor, which I don't even mess around with anymore. But it was like a big 16 by 20 piece. It was like one of the biggest pieces that I've done because I'm so. You're welcome for the pins. um, I stick to smaller stuff, and I think that's because I was always moving around when I was younger, so I like to have little things instead of like bigger things. But anyway, um, I drew it for the guy. It was around Christmas time, and he was like super excited. And I brought it down. It was around Madison Square Garden. I had to drop it off to him, and I dropped it off, and he was about to cry, and I was just like,
Oh.
"Oh, that's cute." Like that's cute. Yeah. So I think that was one of my best because then I felt like I didn't really. I'm really critical of my stuff, but it's hard to find an artist that really isn't critical of their own stuff.
Oh yeah.
But when after I gave it to him and I had it framed and everything, and I saw how much it meant to him, and he wanted to give it to his sister and all this other stuff, I felt like that's pretty dope. That was like one of the best feelings that I've had. So it's like the same thing that I get like when I go to events and I see like little kids and their parents are like, you can't really make a living off of art, but then they come and they drop the kids off and they're like, here, go buy stuff from artists. And you got to tell the kids like, hey, you know, you could do this too. Why don't you come here next year and sit by me or sell your artwork or stuff like that? So it's just like a bunch of emotion that I like when it comes to artwork. So that was like one of the main commissions that I had, like the happiest, most memorable ones.
Oh, that's cool. It fills your heart up, right?
Yeah, it just fills it out, fills my art, the art.
Fills it two sizes too big, or what's that saying from the Grinch? His heart
Yeah, I think
grows,
that's a, yeah.
something like that. Also, you said you game a lot. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Awesome. You would have said Xbox, this interview would have been over right now.
Good. If you would have said something about Xbox, I would have turned it off. It would have been live anymore.
Oh man. All right, cool. Playing fire with fire here, huh?
Yeah, I like playing fighting games. So I usually if I'm playing, I'll be on a Street Fighter 5, um, big Marvel versus Capcom, stuff like that. I like fighting games. Tekken.
Yes, that there you go. That was my go-to fighting game, Tekken.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh,
all of them.
well,
I mean, always chilling with. I've always chilled like ever since I was like 13. It's always been me, my youngest brother, and at least two other of my boys. So
um,
we
mm,
always got together, had these crazy tournaments, man.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I used to play a lot of Soul Calibur, but
Oh,
I'm
word.
mainly Street Fighter. Mainly Street Fighter.
Um, I mean, apart from website designer, artist, entrepreneur, and what other skill sets do you got, dude?
Is Bruce talking crap?
Oh yeah, he always talks crap. That's my Bruce
Bruce is scared. He don't want a Street Fighter.
right. Any other skill sets you have that you haven't shared with Mac yet?
That I haven't skill set. Uh, I don't know.
She's like, I'll just go learn it
uh,
anyway.
yeah, whatever I want to do. Maybe next week I'll have something new that I might want to tell you guys, but I don't know.
So, um, now, being an artist, and especially one that's produces a lot of work, and definitely, you definitely sell your work. This is a question that not only myself, but I'm pretty sure other artists have a hard time to grasp on. But pricing wise, uh, how do you price your artwork, and what advice would you give anybody wanting to sell their art?
I usually, since I do a lot of events and stuff, I'll check out what other people that have similar stuff to mine is pricing their stuff for.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's basically the main judgment that I do. So if like I see for stickers, it's usually like $1 an inch on how big the sticker is, price wise. Etsy seems to be a really good place for you to look out for stuff. People's big cartels. It's basically just a matter of playing around with what you know your demographic is. Because in New York, for me, I know that I was going to go and do smaller events. So I would charge cheaper prices because I know there's going to be little kids at the show. And
Okay.
sometimes their parents don't want to spend that much money on stuff, but the kids want it. And like I said, it's like, it makes me happy when they go and they buy their stuff, especially when they go against their parents and they're like, the parents are like, what do you want this crap for? And they're like, I want it.
Like, I want it
So,
now.
yeah, yeah. I've actually had that happen once.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the mom was like, "What do you want?" Like she whispered to her kid, and
Yeah.
she's like, "What do you want this crap for?" And he's just like, "It's my money, mom." And I'm just like, I gave him extra shit for that.
Yes.
I was like, "Here,
Take it
take
all.
some more
Take it
stuff."
all.
Yeah, but that's the main thing is just to look around, make sure you know who your demographic is and who you're selling to. If you know that you're selling fine art, check out and see what other fine artists that are in your similar range is selling their stuff for, and then price accordingly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually that's one of the first times I ever heard that. You know, definitely going and seeing where others' price point is. You know
Mm.
what I mean, compared to your work or the
Yeah,
stuff that you do. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Because when you do stuff like that, you got to take stuff into consideration, like um, the art style. If you know that you're nowhere near someone's art style, like let's say Art Germ, for instance, I know I can't sell my stuff like Art Germ. He's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just try to look accordingly to see if there's someone that's a similar style as yours, things like that, and you can go from there. I think that's the. I thought everybody did that.
No, no. I mean, when I first started selling, you know, it's like I started from the bottom. I started selling my stuff for like $5, $10. You
Hmm.
know, and people, especially like family around me, they would tell me, it's like, hey, you're selling yourself short, charge more. But at the same time, it's like I felt bad because it's like, oh, I'm doing this because I love doing this. If somebody's
Hmm.
willing to buy it, and I don't, I don't really know how to.
I feel like over time you get over that stuff, especially when you start seeing, hey, I sold this for like $3, but it took me 7 hours to draw. Or, oh, I ran out of all my markers doing this one piece and I only got $6 for it.
Yeah.
After a while, you'll start getting tired of it and you'll get over the whole, I don't want to charge people too much stuff. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you're going to have to buy more shit for yourself to draw for people. So I'm
No
sure
word.
you'll get sick of it over time.
And I'm also laughing because at the comment Bruce said, he's all like, I just copy Zen's prices and
Yeah,
add
yeah.
$10. Bruce, you're killing me, bro. Also, let's you know what? Let's go ahead and hopefully you got some tools on deck.
Tools. What do you want to
Yeah.
see?
So this is a segment we call Josh's Tools. This is named after Josh Queen, CRL. You'll find him here on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. He was very big. My first guest on here. Very big and adamant on just seeing what other artists use. So
Okay.
let's see what you got for us, Dizzy. Let's get into I don't know, just some of your favorite tools, some stuff you use on the daily.
Uh, Strathmore paper. If I don't use the mixed media paper, I'll use the Bristol paper.
Word.
Um, what else I got? Markers. I use Prismacolor markers, the Artist Loft markers that are from Michaels. Um, these are blends, so it's like it got a light color and then a dark color, and then inside it's like a medium color. So for people that really suck at coordinating for shading and things like that, these work very well. What else I got? Random, but I have this hole puncher. This is what I use for the buttons.
Oh,
when I
sweet.
make the buttons and stuff. My button machine is back there somewhere. But I usually photocopy or get like photo prints of the buttons that I'm doing, which is about 1.5 inch buttons, and then this hole puncher is about 1.837 inches. And then I just pop the pictures in here, and then I just put it in the machine, and that's how I make the buttons. What else I got? My Apple Pencil, my iPad. I use Procreate.
There you go. That was my next question.
Yeah, I use Procreate and Photoshop.
Sweet.
That's really it, I guess, that I got here. And I got some paint, Arteza paint.
Oh, nice, nice.
I also have some golden paint and some cheaper paint, stuff like that. But those are like the go-tos. Golden fluid ones because they like flow, and you could do if you add water to it, it kind of gives you like a watercolor type of effect, which is pretty dope, and it just dries faster.
What about pencils when you're sketching, light sketching, stuff like that?
Pencils.
Or do you not even use that anymore? Is it all digital now?
Who uses pencils? No, I'm just kidding. No, I use pencils.
What's a pencil?
What? Just regular mechanical pencils. Kuretake ink pens.
Okay.
Those are dope.
You know, just a little fun fact: Dizzy draws like a printer. You know, she's side to side, image coming out as she goes down. You know,
Yeah, right. I wish. That'd be dope.
No need for sketching with Dizzy. You know, she just goes at it and bam.
Lies. Yeah. Prefer mechanical pencils.
Sweet.
Over normal pencils.
Thank you, Neon, for that question. You read my mind.
A 90s printer.
For real, right, dude? Now, as far as now we got a great perspective with you because since you're multi-talented with all this mixed media, when it comes down, let's go to alcohol markers just because it's something that I've been, messing with lately again. Some of the best and worst, your best and your worst alcohol marker preference, I guess.
I'm gonna have to say Copics are the best, but I mean, as far as like money wise, the Artist Loft ones are pretty good. Okay. Worst ones, I got some off of Amazon. They're like Uheruherus or something like that.
The Ohuhus.
Not those. Not even the Ohuhus. It's some other shit I got.
The Ohahas.
They might as well have been. Those things bled all over the paper. It was gross. So yeah, those would have to be my worst. What else?
All right, remember, don't buy the Ohahas, everybody.
Yeah, don't do that. They suck.
Listen.
But yeah, the Prismacolor ones are good. I like the Prismacolor markers. And
now let's. This one is gonna go for my digital artist. You said you got the Apple Pen on that one.
Yeah.
You ever try any other ones that were equally as good, or?
Nope, I didn't even bother.
Okay.
It took a lot out of me to get an Apple product, so I just went straight and just got the pencil. There was no playing around.
Word. There you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Chameleons are good. Neon said that she uses chameleons, but I don't have patience for the chameleons because you have to like take the top off and then touch the nibs with the alcohol plain ones in order to make it a lighter color. No, I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
Not at all. And what are your so I mean, is there anything well, before we go out of this segment, is there anything else that any other tools that you use in your arsenal? Not really?
Sometimes I use a light box if I need to. Okay. But sometimes I'll draw stuff digitally, and then I'll use graphite paper, and I'll trace it from the paper that I get from the printer, or I'll trace it onto better paper like Bristol paper and stuff like that. Do you use paint markers? Yeah, I use paint markers. I use Oscar paint markers. Favorite animal is bat. I didn't know.
Favorite animal. Sorry about that. I've been having the people call me. The baby mama's calling.
Okay.
Wish me luck, everybody. I'm just joking. She's not like that.
But yeah, light box. That's mainly it. The light box and graphite paper, just to transfer things from one thing to another.
No word. Any art goals? What are your art goals, or where do you see what do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself taking all your art? You know, what's your end game here?
Yeah, and asked if I'm going to do this Bat superheroes. I will do the Bat superheroes. I had a lot of people requesting that. I actually want to do a graphic novel. We'll see if I have time for that. Yeah, it's something a little different.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I have a story in mind and everything like that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also working on the battling stuff. So like the battlings that I did for the Draw This in Your Style, that everybody drew some awesome battlings in their styles. They're going to be toys, actually. I have some enamel pins coming out.
What?
Yeah, see? That's an exclusive. Yeah, exclusive, right?
Holy cow. Now we're going to get toys, too?
Yeah, there's going to be toys coming out. So.
Dude, I'm all over that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. You said, yeah. I'm going to be like Pee Wee Herman for all you guys to remember. Toys, that's our secret love.
Oh, man.
No, I am not on drugs or alcohol.
But, yeah, those should be coming out soon. I'm hoping by September. September and October are going to be big months for me. So,
that's awesome.
That's going to be coming up soon.
Damn, Dizzy, we're going to have to get some M.A.C toys coming. No, I'm just joking.
We'll see about that. We'll see what the future brings.
Cool. I'm down.
Alright. Yeah, Halloween time. Halloween's like my favorite.
Alright. Dizzy, right now we're down to like the last 13 minutes of the show. That went by quick, right?
Yeah, quicker than I expected. I was nervous as hell.
Oh, yeah, don't be nervous. It's just one half of the goofball here. The other one is over there copying our work or whatever the hell he's talking about. Freaking Bruce. So, at this time, let's play a little fast blast round here. You know, this is by Thalo. So this is Thalo's thing, and I'll call it Thalo's Fast Blast. Man, say that shit 5 times fast. So we ready? These are rapid fire questions here. You know, no wrong answer.
Okay.
What song makes you instantly happy?
Jackson Wang's 100 Ways. Sure, let's use that. Okay.
Sweet. What music do you hate or dislike the most?
Nightcore.
Well, what is it?
Nightcore. It's like super high pitched, fast. Yeah, that Dance Monkey song. I don't like that song either.
Oh, I honestly never heard of Nightcore. That's crazy. And Dance Monkey. Are we talking about that Funky Monkey? You guys never heard Beastie Boys here? Oh, no. That's Brass Monkey though. Favorite pizza in your area? You know, we are Chicago. What?
All right. I probably go with Giordano's.
Okay, there you go. Cool. Okay. Pass. Copics, are they worth the cost or overrated?
Overrated.
Favorite curse word?
Motherfucker.
Nice. Uh, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Mm, Damn. Producer.
Producer. Holy cow, that's a good
Hmm.
one. I could see you doing that. And let's go with this. Two more. Uh, if heaven exists, or if you believe in it or not,
Hmm.
let's just say it does. What would you like God to say when you arrive at the gates?
Didn't expect to see you here.
Ah, dang, I like that. And the last one, who is your favorite artist in Mac? I'm sorry, I had to
In
clear my throat.
Mac?
Mm-hmm. Ah, you're too kind. No, you don't
You
have to
you use
answer that. You don't
it.
have to answer that. I was just messing with you. And at this point, guys, let's go ahead and open up. Let's go to open up that question board. Make sure you guys leave your questions in that little, you know, thing card stack down there. That way we could share it with the rest of the viewers. It looks like we have one in there. Okay, I guess I like this one. But AC Har says, "What does the fox say?"
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know. It goes or something
Yeah, I
like that.
wasn't gonna do it. I was letting you do that.
I had to do it. I'm the host. I gotta look stupid sometimes. You know what I mean? No, sweet. Any tips for artists, upcoming artists, people wanting to get back into art, newbies? Any tips you have
Just
for them?
just doing it. Like, don't overthink stuff. Don't think you're too old or you're too young or whatever. Just do it. Just do whatever the hell you want. Don't sit there and let other people tell you what to do.
Okay.
Draw what you want to draw. Because I've noticed that there's could be a lot of people that are like, draw that, but in the long run, I feel like I feel more connected with people when I draw whatever I want to draw. Make sense? So like, if somebody wants me to draw anime, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't want to draw anime, which I do anyway. But like, uh, if I feel like I have to draw something dark, I'll get people that actually feel the same way about the artwork like I do, and I feel like that's more important than just drawing what you think is gonna sell.
Word. What about advice for anybody who wants to do art walks? Primarily myself. This was supposed to be my year to do my first art walk, but I
Hmm.
couldn't thanks to this COVID crap. But what would you give to
Hmm.
somebody doing their art walks? What advice?
Well, uh, I have some stuff on my website, like how you can find art shows and stuff in your area. So basically, it would be Facebook, um, Instagram, just looking up hashtags for art shows in your area. If there's any artists that you know in your area, usually artists will have events and a page of like all the stuff that they're going to be in. That gives you a whole list of stuff that you can be in potentially in the future. Look into art shows like that. See if your community has any kind of art community. Become a part of that. Sometimes they do art shows. That's like the main way to get yourself known is just community stuff and finding it that way. But
Dope.
that's basically it. And if anybody has any questions as far as to like how I do stuff or how I find art shows, what do I take with me, things like that, I definitely don't mind being hit up, DMs, email. I'll answer any questions if there's any way that I can help out. I would. So stuff like that.
Sweet. We have a couple questions. This one is from caller Mr. TJ Mars Art. He's asked, who would you collab with for your graphic novel? Thank you,
Mm.
TJ, for that question.
I didn't really think about collabing with anybody, honestly. It's a tough question. I don't know, honestly. I haven't really looked into anything as far as collabs are concerned. I'm pretty much into doing stuff on my own. So I feel like I've been more focused on like trying to figure out how I'm going to do everything. But I do have a friend in Hawaii who is really big in the comic industry over there, and she has a lot of experience with lettering. And they have this big character called Pineapple Man over there.
Mm-hmm.
So she's done a lot of work for them. So I figure if anybody, I'd probably go to her and collab with her since she's already been in the business.
Dope, dope. Let's see. We have another caller. Caller Bruce13. Bruce says, "How has Bruce affected your art?" Ha ha ha. Just kidding.
Bruce is always on the grind. He's always on the grind. He's inspired me a lot. And I heard that he's told me that I was like one of the first people that brought his artwork. So I feel like that's pretty dope that we have that kind of like relationship going on, where I feel like we inspire each other. So that's dope.
Dope. And
Hell yeah, I'd collab with Halo, of course.
yeah, and that's a great question as well. As far as collaborations, you who do who do you want to collab with? You know, who would you like to collab with?
Um, I feel like for me, it'll take a lot for me to collab with somebody. Like we need to be on the same
Mm-hmm.
type of level as far as respect for one another and what we do as artists and what we're trying to put out there. So I feel like we'd have to have some kind of connection like that before I collab with people. Because there's been times where I try to collab with people and then they don't want to do the work, or I feel like I'm putting in more than what they are, or vice versa. So I feel like we need to establish what's the purpose of the collab, like what we're trying to get out of it. Um, I guess that's the main thing.
Yeah, word. Phalo says, "Would you collab with him at some point?"
Yes,
I think
yes,
the
I
answer
would.
is yes. She said yes, everyone.
Yeah.
Whoa! That's in the house. Sweet, Dizzy. Right now, we got maybe about a couple minutes left.
Okay.
I wish I could have you longer, but I know you got to go. And
Yeah,
like always, once again, thank you very much for coming on. It was definitely a pleasure. I felt like I've been only talking for like 5 minutes, man. You know what I mean?
that's good though. I
Yeah.
feel good about that too because I was worried. I was like, I'm
No,
a
no,
boring ass person. It's gonna
no,
take.
not at all. Not at all.
It's gonna
Not
be a
boring at
long
all.
day.
You definitely inspire a lot of people around you.
That's what I hope.
Yep, you inspire me, as well.
Yeah.
Um,
You inspire me too.
Thank you. I'm not. I'm being serious. I'm being
So am
sincere right now.
I. So am
I'm
I.
not trying to blow smoke. You know what I mean? You done a lot for Mac. You've done a lot for myself as well. So that's pretty cool. Thank you. I consider you a friend. Um, and I would love to have you on whenever you're ready to come back. Hopefully before October.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll give you the inside scoop of everything that's going on. All right.
Sweet.
But thanks for having me. It was fun.
Cool. Thanks again, Dizzy. Uh, Everybody else, this has been episode number 56 of Chatting with Zim. That's right, 56. So make sure you go and check out Dizzy. You can find her on Instagram at Madi D Sketch or Dizzy or Desalasi.
There's the last week. Okay. Yeah.
Ah, it's spelled DZHELASI. You can find her on Etsy at etsy.com/shop/Desalasi, or you can
There you
find
go.
her at www.desalasi.com. You know?
Yep.
So make sure you guys go check that out. And you guys could also find her on the Monstrous Art Clan as well. One of the queens that we have there. So thank you very much, Lizzie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thanks, everybody.
And thank you, everybody, for coming on and joining us. Everything should be up to date on Chatting with Zim on the YouTube, so make sure you guys go like, subscribe,